name is?
Don Falls. I'm not here to make a comment. We're here to do our job.
Okay, may I see those documents?
So you guys are okay doing work that is unjustified? The milk board wouldn't allow them to test the cheese. You're aware of that, right?
The cheese was tested, okay?
It was a bad test, and they wanted to retest, and your department wouldn't let them test it.
Okay.
That's a fact. You realize the Nazis were just doing a job, right? They were killing people. They were just doing their job. How many farms have you personally destroyed? He is.
Okay.
Yeah. You enjoy destroying people's lives?
Sir, I'm going to ask you to quit harassing me.
I'm not harassing.
Yes, you are harassing me.
I'm on a friend's property, and you're not a friend, and I have the right to videotape.
Okay. Well, the sheriff is going to be coming, okay?
Good. Actually, I called the sheriff. But you're on private property, and we're allowed to videotape pretty much anything we want to videotape. Who are you, sir?
Who are you? Better show me some ID.
Yeah, you better be showing something real fast.
I don't have to show ID.
Yes, sir, you do. I'm Howell County Deputy Don Reed. Let's see your ID.
Don Reed, how are you?
Let's see your ID, sir. You're interfering in a law enforcement
I'm not interfering.
Yes, sir, you are.
I've not stood in anybody's way.
Back up.
I'm not in the way.
You're in the county road. Back up.
I'm Al Jones with Howell County Sheriff's Office.
You're here to defend us?
Excuse me?
To help us here?
I'm here to figure it out. That's all I'm trying to do. I
Good.
got a court order for the destruction of the cheese, and I'm asking you what your intent.
We've already told them we don't intend to stop them from doing anything.
Okay.
So, and these people are here not to stop them from doing anything.
Okay.
So we told them that from out on the driveway even. So.
Okay.
Our intent is to try to wake people up enough to get our country back to where it should be as compared to where it is now. Down the tubes, because your children and grandchildren will have a life left in this country. It won't be the same.
I understand.
So
Our cheese never did anybody any harm.
our cheese from day one has never made anybody sick for 30 years. The state milk board comes in. The test at Don Falls, he told us about a lab. We could quote send it to him. It's a private.
Actually, we pay for your living, and it is law. We actually can record you. So.
Okay. Don Falls, we asked him. It's a private test. We asked him where we could send it to. He said, well, he pulled a card out similar to this. I said, well, you can send it to this lab. We don't know anything about this lab, but you can send it to this lab.
May I interrupt for a moment? We need to get our work done here. We've tried the case.
Well, anyway,
go ahead and start.
In 3 quarters. Well, we need to get the road clear.
He knew all about the lab.
You can back a truck down that
It's
road.
up to these people.
But here's what I'm asking.
And they've never given a proper test.
Can we get it opened up so we can get in here and they can complete the process?
It actually is open up enough to where they can back down. Now they moved the truck out of the front of the driveway. They can back down.
Okay.
Yeah.
The fellow that's
identification, sir.
Well, I was just letting him know that they moved the truck.
Okay.
So.
Do you have some identification?
Have I done anything wrong to?
I'm asking you to see it.
I don't want to show you my identification.
As a law enforcement officer, I'm asking you to see it, and you're supposed to produce it.
If I've done something wrong.
By not producing it, you're doing something wrong.
What have I done that you require my identification? Is it because I'm videotaping this?
Would you like to call his boss?
I would.
Since you talked to him all day yesterday?
Yeah. You don't have to produce your papers.
Don, you're welcome at any time to start.
Well, we need to get the road clear.
It's actually illegal for them to ask that without giving you a reason.
No. I've already let you know. It's up to these people.
Okay.
How we doing?
There you go, Mr. I'm Zach Smith.
Oh, I see. How do you do that?
Hey, we need more video cameras, guys. If anybody has more video cameras.
Help him
Destroy
your lives. Yeah, it's like aiding and abetting and destruction.
It's up to these people if they move their vehicles or not. And they have a Bobcat down there.
Okay.
They're welcome to pull up. They're welcome to do it out to the road or whatever they need to do. It's up to these people if they move their vehicles or not.
There's apparently some people a little concerned about the fact that you guys are taking pictures of everybody's plates. Is there a reason for that? Could you explain it to us?
Sure. situations that I've been in and like this in the past,
Yeah.
I mean, this has been a peaceful thing and everybody's been great. And I respect the representation that you've got. But if something goes wrong, then how do we identify all these people? Well, we need to find the one person that caused the problem. So photographs will help us do that.
So you're essentially, as a precautionary measure, taking photographs of everyone's plates on private property, though?
Just so we can identify the people in the event we need to. If we don't need to, hey, it ain't a problem.
Okay, will you destroy that photographic evidence after this event?
Why would I need it?
I don't know. I'm asking you. You're the guys with the cameras. I mean, we don't have any control of that. I guess the question is, you know, and rightly so, people have expressed some concern about the fact that you're building a database of everybody who's here.
Okay, Blake himself has said that he can photograph us, which he is doing and has done.
Sure.
And he has the right to do that.
Yes,
so
he does.
I've got permission from the property owner.
Okay.
Well, he has permission from the Supreme Court. That goes even above the property.
Do I not have permission from the Supreme Court to take photographs?
I suppose you do, but only if there's probable cause for you to be concerned.
Have I arrested anybody?
No, sir.
Okay.
I guess these are just basic questions that make sense, right? The question is,
and I'm giving you the same answer you gave me. If you have the right to take photographs, I have the right to take photographs.
Yeah, but you're doing it in an official capacity, which is completely different.
I'm doing it as a precautionary measure.
Okay. Will that evidence be destroyed after this event is over?
Yeah.
Will you certify that as as a member of or representative of the?
I have to document everything I do.
Okay. All right.
If it becomes, here's the deal: if there'll be an incident, there'll be an incident filed,
right?
And if it's of absolutely no use, yeah, we get rid of it. I mean, I have no reason to keep it.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Good question. How do you justify that?
The only thing I can tell you is that I was directed up here to see that a court order was carried out.
And so what you are saying is that any court order that you get,
the judge signs it.
If the judge signs it, you will uphold it.
I'm directed to do that. Yes.
It doesn't matter.
If I personally choose not to do it, then I need to lay my badge down. Yes. But I'm here to represent you people as well as the people that have.
You're not representing us.
Not at all. No, you're not representing us.
Not at all. Not today, sir.
But the biggest thing is to ensure that there's not a physical problem.
The test at Don Falls, he told us about a lab. We could, quote, send it to him. It's a private. The test at Don Falls, he told us about a lab. We could, quote, send it to him. It's a private.
But the biggest thing is to ensure that there's not a physical problem. This should have been handled in another avenue besides standing in this yard.
Well, most of these folks are just now finding out about it.
It's tried to. I'll tell you what should have been done. They should have allowed him to test the cheese. If we want to talk about what should have been done.
It's my understanding they did.
No, they did not.
No, they didn't. In fact, the milk board refused to allow them to test the cheese. They made an actual offer to test a 40-pound block 100 times to evaluate whether there was a problem with the cheese, to destroy that which was tainted, if any came back that way, and to retain the rest of it so that they could sell it and continue on. The milk board came back and said, no, not even 100 tests per 40-pound block, which really essentially said that there's nothing that Morningland Dairy could do to salvage their business. And the goal, of course, was they wanted to close them down and close this operation down.
Why?
Excuse me?
Why?
Because the milk board doesn't like raw milk products. And this isn't the only operation that the milk boards are after, not only in this state, but also nationwide. There are a number of other dairies right here in Missouri that our local or state milk board is after. But this is a situation that's been going on and cascading across the country. It started in Maryland, and then there was a cheese factory in Maryland where they essentially did the same thing. The real problem here is that you have the dairy board and the National Milk Dairy Board, which is an association, if you will, and they have a vested interest in making sure that raw milk products, which they have no control over, aren't allowed to be consumed by the public. So Basically what this is big business making sure that the little guy doesn't have an opportunity to compete. They could, you know, when you've got 50,000 pounds of cheese, they could have had an opportunity for them to allow them to test that, determine if 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 40, or all of it was tainted. And by refusing to allow them to do independent tests at their own expense, they guaranteed that they could never prove that the cheese wasn't bad.
Okay. Create an issue.
No.
No.
It's a valid question.
If the court ordered, you are here to protect the citizens of this county.
The fact that it hasn't happened.
What if it did?
You're assuming
This right here is happening. That ought to give you pause.
If the court, I want to ask you gentlemen, if the court asked you or told you to confiscate firearms from the citizens of Howell County, what would you do? It should be a simple answer.
It hasn't happened.
If they did, what would you do?
I'm not answering your question.
It happened during Katrina, and there were men that were going around confiscating firearms. Law enforcement officers were confiscating firearms from law-abiding citizens from their homes. Those men acted unconstitutionally as tyrants. There was no reason to confiscate firearms, but they did it. Would you act accordingly?
I don't know anything about that.
I'm asking you, what would you do as a law enforcement officer of this county?
I'm not answering your question.
By you not answering my question, it should be a simple. I absolutely would not do it. I've asked Derek Houston the same question, and he's a good guy because he said, Blake, if my boss told me to confiscate firearms, I would throw my badge at him and say, you can have it. And that's what the answer should be, because he swore an oath.
That's what you're asking me to do, to say, but I'm not going to say.
Can I ask you,
I'm not going to respond.
what would you do if your sheriff, if a judge told you to go confiscate firearms from the individuals, what would you do?
Violate the Constitution that you swore to uphold and defend, just as I did.
What would you do? You're not going to say a word, are you?
No, sir. You can't say that you would uphold the Constitution of the United States of America, that which you said that you would uphold and defend.
What would you do in that case?
This is not the forum for that.
How is this not the forum?
It's always the forum for the Constitution of the United States of America. Everywhere, every day, all the time.
You guys are seriously not going to answer these questions?
I mean, these are basic things. These are basic precepts, basic things that we're granted by God.
I've got your faces on video now as not answering these questions, and everybody is going to see this. And you are basically saying I'm not going to uphold the Constitution by not answering. Are you okay with that? Are you okay?
I'm saying I wouldn't uphold the Constitution. I didn't say that. I said I wouldn't answer your question.
Okay.
Silence is acquiescence.
Absolutely. The question I want to ask, I've already asked those other three guys, the sheriff's deputies. I asked them, if a judge gave them an order to disarm the citizens of Howell County, would they or would they not uphold that order? And their answer to me was, I'm not going to answer that question.
That's going to be my question too.
Why? Why is that?
Because I believe in the Second Amendment rights, and I have guns at home, so that's my question.
Okay. That tells me that that's a good answer. It's a good answer.
That's much better than what they get.
Yeah,
and I'm close enough to retirement, so.
You're telling me then basically that you wouldn't do it, and I appreciate that.
I tell you what.